So this morning I woke up to a lot of text messages from my family and friends, super concerned that my Cybertruck might have been in some sort of explosive. See, we told you not to buy that death trap of a machine. Don't use that thing anymore. And I've also seen a lot of YouTube comments from you guys concerned that I am a Turo host and maybe that was my truck being used. Did they drive it all the way to Las Vegas? Is your truck okay? Did it explode? This is why I will never use Turo. Now you may be asking yourself, well, what exactly is Turo? Well, Turo is a peer-to-peer car sharing website. Think Airbnb, but for vehicles. If you have a secondary vehicle, or maybe you just want to do this to make a profit, you could put your vehicle on the app. People can find it in your city, pay for it, drive it, and then bring it back. It's pretty much an alternative to Hertz and Enterprise and companies like that. As a Cybertruck owner and a Turo host, I want to talk a little bit about this, show you my feelings about that. But before I do that, let's talk about what really happened yesterday. So for starters, yesterday afternoon, somebody rented a truck from Turo, drove it to a Trump hotel in Las Vegas, and moments after it parked in front of the hotel, it exploded. So this did seem to be intentional. It looks like they tried to do some damage possibly to this hotel. We're not going to do any speculation here, nor am I going to show you the video because unfortunately there was a fatality, which was the driver of the vehicle. Now, some people thought that the Cybertruck just spontaneously exploded. It is a huge truck with tons of batteries after all. And of course, I got a lot of messages from people stating, this is why we told you not to buy this car. Obviously, after further investigation, that did not appear to be the case. It looks like they were intentionally trying to blow up this vehicle with gasoline, explosives, and seemingly fireworks in the back of the truck. If you watch the video, you'll see the fireworks going off. And originally, a lot of people were saying, like, maybe this is a guy that got the truck for the holidays or got some fireworks. Maybe the firework went off due to mishandling and it short-circuited the battery, which then blew up the truck, No, actually, the battery of the truck is perfectly fine. The truck itself is still running. If you look at this picture, you'll see that the front headline, and that is the headlight of the truck, it is still functioning. So the electronics of the vehicle still work. The interior is obliterated, but the exterior of the truck and the batteries are intact. It actually withheld most of that explosive damage, so much so that the hotel itself was unscathed. It wasn't even touched. I mean, if it was a terrorism attack, that probably wasn't the vehicle to do that in. These trucks were built to be extremely durable, and so you could see that here. I mean, there was no contest here. I mean, unfortunately, he probably was obliterated inside the truck, but the truck itself and the building, not so much.
Let's say you're shopping and someone snuck a pound of C4 under your tailgate. Would you be fine? We're gonna try it on a real truck, because that should be able to handle it, right? Go, 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 go.
Oh, no. Oh! That is how strong the Cybertruck is. But if you're watching the headlines online and mainstream media and maybe Facebook, you would probably have thought, yeah, the battery just randomly exploded, which is obviously not the case here. I don't want to say any names of people, but this particular driver actually appears to be a military, an active person of the United States military, special forces. And so we don't know if this has anything to do with terrorism or what the case may be. And I'm not going to put my conspiracy hat on because that's not what this video is about. But there is some stuff there that the FBI probably has to look into. And something that you probably don't know is there was another attack by another electric vehicle yesterday that was also rented on Turo by someone that also looks to be a part of the military. But again, I'm not going to put my tinfoil hat on. I'm just a dude with a terrible truck. Anyway, so both of these vehicles were taken from Turo, right? These are other people's vehicles, unassuming people that just had their vehicle on the platform. And unfortunately, it was used to do these acts of terrorism because that's what it is. Look at this happening, right? Look what all these things. People are taking cars and wrecking them and using them to blow up shit now. Like, this is ridiculous. Take your car off of Turo. And in my case, and I don't know, I don't speak for all Turo hosts. I purchased the vehicle for the purpose of being on Turo, right? If I was never going to put this on Turo, I probably would have never bought the Cybertruck to begin with. It's an awesome vehicle. I love it. It's one of my favorite vehicles I've ever owned. One day I hope to fully pay it off, and I'm not going to sell it. I'm going to keep it. Probably keep it on Turo and drive it even more so nowadays. I love the vehicle, but I bought it for the purposes of using it on Turo. I know what I'm getting into. I know that one day I can give it to somebody and it could be some bad actor, and unfortunately, I will never see that truck again. I've had some situations that were pretty bad. For the most part, though, my truck is fine. It's driving. It's actively right now on rent. It's going on sale nowadays for $300 a day, which is essentially what it's pretty much always been. So I haven't seen a slowdown at this point. It's doing really well on the platform, and I'm going to continue to keep it on the platform. With that, let's talk a little bit more about the situation and alleviate some concerns or questions you may have about Turo and this whole thing. Like, could this actually happen? So I am based in Miami, and so Turo allows Turo hosts to allocate a certain amount of miles somebody can drive your vehicle for, right? So mine's is set for 300 miles. And I do that purposely because Disney World is about 300 miles away from Miami. So I allow a driver to drive to Disney World and then another day come back without any additional charge whatsoever. However, if you were to want to drive your vehicle from Miami to somewhere like Las Vegas, let's say, not only would you be charged a lot of money, I would immediately be alerted of this, right? Teslas are really smart vehicles. I always have my locations of the vehicle at all times on my phone. I can see exactly where someone is. On my app, my Tesla app, I can lock the vehicle, slow it down, do alerts, turn on the radio. I can do a lot of crazy things to stop you from doing something I think you may be doing with my vehicle. So no, some bad actor can't drive my vehicle all the way somewhere far like Las Vegas without my permission. Secondly, there are no reports of Teslas just blowing up, okay? That happens if you were in some water damage and salt went into the battery, if the battery pack was damaged somehow, if it was shot or impacted in some way. Maybe that has an opening for something to short circuit that battery and cause a slow fire and eventually an explosion. But they do not just explode like that, right? So the moment I saw that headline, I was like, well, there's something to this story that they're not saying. Obviously, this was a big explosion. They wanted it to be big. They wanted it to be an electric vehicle. There's definitely a message that was trying to be told here. Again, I'm not going to wear my conspiracy hat, but it is not a coincidence that two people got an electric vehicle from Turo to do some harm. Obviously, I don't want that to happen, but it is a risk that I have to take every day that I give my vehicle to somebody. I'm always vetting people. I always want to look for people that have 5 stars or more. I'm always, I am at this point a all-star host. So, my prices are a little bit higher than others, and so I don't get a lot of the lower tier folks because they're not going to pay that much money for my truck. It is a risk that I have to take, and unfortunately, it kind of sucks for this particular person. I hope that Turo or Tesla gives this guy a new vehicle, because at this point, it's probably going to be held for investigation, and it's most likely a total loss. Although, Elon did say on Twitter that they could probably get it up and running again. I wouldn't want it back. Just get me a new one. And yes, if my vehicle was a total loss, I would buy another Cybertruck. So there's that. I'm probably going to make another video about Turo, about my 6 months journey, but I just wanted to put this out there, clarify what actually happened, and give my thoughts on the whole thing. But yeah, something's going on. Something's going on. But I'm not going to put the hat. Thanks for watching, folks. You have a good one.